A.D.H.D by Joyner Lucas. Joyner Lucas has been playing freeze tag with this album's release date. Nonetheless, A.D.H.D is officially here. Has Joyner missed his chance to make an impact with this album? How do we feel about it? Here's our honest review of A.D.H.D by Joyner Lucas.
Why you laughing, man?
I like that freeze tag. Been playing freeze tag with us.
Has he not?
He has, but I've been patient.
Did the patience pay off?
Oh yeah.
How you feel about this album artwork?
I mean, we've seen this album artwork for the last year, so I loved it when it first dropped. Like I've been fond of the album artwork. I love the image manipulation of the hands and everything like that. So I've been fond of this album artwork. I've just been ready for the music to come along with it.
It's always been slightly disturbing to me.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm used to it. I've seen it for so long. I feel like Chris Tucker mentioned that on his skit on the project. The flow of this project, man, it's not actually what I thought it was going to be. I'll say that. It's actually Joyner doing a whole bunch of different things throughout the project. And I don't feel like it's 100% cohesive, actually. But it is a good project nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely familiar because we have heard many of the singles that he has dropped. But for the most part, he did kind of like try to switch up the flow on us a little bit and try to make a cohesive project. For the most part, it worked. But yeah, there were some areas where it was just like, But yeah, dope project.
Highlights, man. Well, first of all, heard A.D.H.D songs before the album came out.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to throw that out there. So A.D.H.D came on, and I was just like, man, he's kind of going in on this joint. Love the flow that he picked, the beat that he chose for the song. The Way featuring Young Thug, the War featuring Young Thug. I actually, when I heard the beat, I was like, yeah, Young Thug would be on this song, wouldn't he? And it actually turned out to be really solid, so I thought that was cool. The Chris Tucker skit was hilarious. I love how I Love followed that. That was fire. Devil's Work followed that, which was actually really dope.
Yeah.
I like how he had those songs go back to back, and it fit because of Chris Tucker's skit.
Yeah.
And Lotto being before Kevin Hart's skit is hilarious. Kevin Hart was actually funny again. And when I say funny, I mean he was hilarious on that skit.
Oh, my goodness.
Goldmine is really dope. I really enjoyed that song. Finally featuring Chris Brown. Them dudes got some really good chemistry together. That's a club banger when the clubs do open back up.
Yeah, most definitely.
In 2 years. And then even when the clubs open back up, it's probably going to only be half capacity because ain't nobody going to be that close to each other no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally it was really dope. 10 Bands is another song that we actually had heard already. Timberland did the beat, was really dope. A.D.H.D is amazing. Love the feel. Sounds like something Juice WRLD would have been a part of, but nonetheless, it's a really dope song. Will, my boy Crank Lucas came through with the beat. Fire song. Will Smith had to even say something about it because the video was so fire.
Yeah.
Love it. And then Broken Stupid, I love how the album actually ends on that note.
Yeah. Man, coming in when I lied, I was just like, yes, this is it. I don't know how long you've been holding this song in the chamber, but this is the Joyner I love just because he takes, I guess that's another song you'd be like, hey, don't take what he's saying to heart because it's just like basically how he's feeling, I guess you could say, because the way he's just rambling, like I feel like when Joyner raps, he's rambling, but he's rambling in such a way that just sounds really dope because I feel like he can just go on for days with bars, and I Lied could have lasted a long time, but I like how it flowed right into the ISIS, and I haven't listened to ISIS in a while, so it was dope hearing that track again in collaboration with the first intro and everything like that. The War, surprisingly, I liked a lot. And, you know, I'm not the biggest Young Thug fan, but I thought it was appropriate for him to be on there, and that was dope. The skit with Chris took me by surprise. I did not expect that to be on there.
Come on, man.
And I was just like, yo, it put a big smile on my face just because of...
I thought when it said Chris, I was expecting Chris Brown.
Oh, real? Well, I didn't know what to expect. But when he said, you know, we've been waiting for this album, you've been saying this, like he was emulating everybody's feelings. So I thought that was very appropriate and dope for him to include a skit like that to kind of play on, you know, the release of his album and everything like that. I Love has already been a favorite. Devil's Work has been a favorite. Lotto leading up to Kevin was great. Goldmine was actually a song I was like, I don't know if I'm about to like this because it sounds like all that we're hearing right now on the radio or whatnot. Everybody's doing that type of song, but Joyner killed it. Finally, it was a dope collab with Chris Brown. Hopefully, now that we have this album, we can get the collab album, Angels of Demons, from them. Hopefully, it'll come. Why you give me that look like it's not gonna come?
I'm surprised this is out. and you about to ask for more impossible feats?
Hopefully, we can get that. Tim Bands, Already Love, Revenge of Love. The skits on here with the first one in the comprehensive evaluation, I thought, well, I'll get to that in a little bit. Will is a really, really dope song. I just, not only because of the video, but just because of his lyrics. Like, he found a way to incorporate his idol, but still being lyrically concise and profound and making it make sense, even if it wasn't about Will. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was such a dope way to incorporate Will, the use of his music, his movie catalog and everything like that. It was just such an impressive way to do it. It didn't really feel like let me just shout out my favorite idol and just use it. It didn't feel gimmicky. It felt really natural and organic, and that's what I loved about it. And Broken Stupid was a perfect way to end the album.
Don't be broke and stupid. And the worst is being broke, stupid, and ugly. And then there was something else he said was even worse than that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, though. Lowlights, man. First of all, I just want to say when the album started with the screening evaluation, I thought it was actually going to lead into something, but I lied. Felt like it did not respond to the intro. So I was just like, okay, that was a weird way to get an intro then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
ISIS, I've heard it quite a bit, but, listen to it back. It's cool. No, I'm not gonna say it's a bad song. It's cool. Just doesn't like keep up with everything else on the project in some instances. Especially as like pretty much the second real track on your project. It felt like it should have been maybe a little bit further down on track list. Lotto, it just seemed like a filler. It just felt like a filler song. Like he has some bars in there. The music video is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it just kind of seems lady. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, ano, early, again, I know. I just hit the fucking lotto. And I'm just like, bruh, like, you literally wrote that as soon as you rolled over from bed. Like, you didn't take any effort into that. And aside from that, Revenge, I don't know what it was, but the song just didn't gravitate to me at all. Like, I tried, I get what he's referring to, it's one of those songs, but this is one of those songs. I felt like the beat was just too dreary and hopeless, and it just took me out of the vibe of the rest of the project. Especially, I just came off of Finally and 10 Bands, and then I get this depressing thing, and then I get the comprehensive evaluation, which was another kind of depressing thing, and it still felt like it didn't fit with anything. But A.D.H.D, it feels like that song ties into the intro and the comprehensive evaluation, but no other song did. And Still Can't Love featuring Fab and King OSF. It's not like it's bad lyrics or anything, but for a song with Fab and King OSF actually did a good job, but it just didn't stick. No matter how many times I listened to it, it just didn't stick, and I thought that was kind of weird. I would have, been super excited if you told me that Fab and Joyner had a song together and then hear it, and it's just like, oh, it was cool.
Yeah, Still Can't Love felt kind of out of place for me just because it didn't really impact, I guess, what I was expecting. And the skits on here with minus Chris and Kevin kind of really didn't make sense on here. I got where he was going with, but I think it really distracted or took away from the album as a whole. Because you had to, if he would have had more skits like Chris and Kevin, it might have fared better into the narrative rather than having the over aggressive kind of sound of the skits of the first one and comprehensive evaluation. I just kind of felt like I got where he was going for, but like it didn't really pay off near the end. So I really thought that was what held back the album, was just the skits, because he got hits on there, whether we've heard him already or not. Anybody who's playing this for the first time, they're probably gonna be like, "Yo, this is fire." So I think, with that being said, the skits kind of detracted away from that hype that he presented with his music on the album.
Final thoughts. First off, I want to say I had a wish, and that wish is for him, Joyner Lucas, that is, to take Will and go holler at J. Cole, and they kind of do some type of merging of No Role Models and Will together. I felt like that could be really dope. And it only comes to mind because on No Role Models, J. Cole references Will Smith at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Not really Will Smith, but Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Which is actually first thing first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Phil.
Like, you know, it feels right. You get them two together, and they can find a way to like merge the songs and make it one song. I think that's dope. I'm pretty sure J. Cole looks at Will Smith like an idol too. Yeah. Everybody watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Anyway, amazing album from Joyner Lucas for the most part. I feel like a lot of the songs that he released early, all of them hit except for Revenge for Me. They all nailed, and Lotto, that is. They all nailed. They all have a really good spot on the album as far as a whole, as far as how you structured everything. I felt like ISIS is in a wrong spot, but it doesn't change the fact that Joyner put together a really good album here. Some funny skits, some really depressing skits, but overall, I thought he was going to go, every song has to have this super deep message, and it didn't feel like that. I'm really glad that he didn't put himself in that type of box, because Joyner is an animal, and sometimes I feel like people miss that because they see the songs like Freeze and I'm Not Racist, which are dope lyrical songs, but they're just like, oh, he's a shock value artist, he's this, he's that, and I'm like, man, he's not. He's actually a beast. You know, yes, he had Ross Cacciani or whatever his name was. This song was super hot fire. But if you listen to the project that was on, there was so many dope songs on there. Like, man, what's that joint? A Mansion. That joint is fire. The video was hilarious. The album has so many hot joints, and Joyner's been hot for a long time. And people actually get to see it with his debut album. I'm still listening to the last joint, the mixtape, the one, what is Along Came Joyner. No, that's the name of the first.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Along Came Joyner.
No, the not Along Came Joyner. The one that came after that. Along Came Joyner is fire though.
That's the first mistake. Then the one with the number.
Yeah,
509. Yeah, that's the second one.
I don't remember.
It was like 509 7 something.
It starts off with Ultra Beam or something like that. And that project is fire. It's got so many good songs on there, and I can add this to that list of dope Joyner songs I can listen to.
I feel you on that, man, because it's just like everybody has this perception of Joyner just being the message type of rapper or the freestyle rapper who's getting on somebody else's beats. Like, everybody was just like, stop hopping on other people's beat when you go drop stuff. But he's always, in my opinion, had the capabilities of being just a surefire, spitfire rapper, man. And this really shows it here. So if you haven't listened to Joyner yet, this is the perfect introduction so you can go back and listen to his other stuff. Because like he said, he's been releasing fire. He's had it there. Y'all just ain't been willing to look for it. So this project from top to bottom, I'm so glad he finally got to release it after all this time. And I think he did, a good job at trying to make it cohesive and everything like that from top to bottom.
Final grade. Easy check for Joyner Lucas, man. Dude got the tongue twisters on his debut album. Like, I was just sitting in the car, like, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe my A.D.H.D got me tripping.
Like I be trying to think about, like, how he be just.
Well, I figured out a cheat code. So if you say A.D.H.D, like the number 80, because 80 sounds like A.D. fast.
Look at you.
So if you enunciate the A.D, you're not going to be able to say it. You have to say A.D.H.D when you say that part.
Okay, there you go.
But shout out to Joyner, man. Dope project. Looking forward to more music videos. Looking forward to more jumping on whack rappers' beats and destroying them. Because the beats he be rapping on are whack rappers. Yeah. Let's be honest. Little pumps. And then he'll show you how to actually make a dope song off of it. Don't hit me talking about can he make a song? No, the dude can make mad
He's
records.
Been making songs.
Been making songs that make you think.
Yeah.
And we need that in hip hop from time to time, especially when you got people talking about bubblegum, Littlefoot, Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that.
Yeah, most definitely a check for me. Jordan's been my man. This is my guy, man. And I'm so glad, he got to release this finally. I don't know what took so long, but regardless, he pushed, he shoved, he persevered, and he dropped this project. And he seems to be very thrilled about it. I've been following him on social media for the last couple of days, and he seems to be in a good space. So that's what I'm liking about that. Keep it up. Keep pushing. Fire.
Do a Sway Skype interview, man. Sway does good interviews.
Yeah, man.
Or you can interview with us. We
Sure,
do
for
good
real.
interviews too.
Let's go. Hit us up.